I think last time we spoke, your face looks completely different. I can see the jawline come in. Dude, you look awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's honestly crazy. I don't often like appreciate or kind of remember that until I look back at photos and I'm like, oh man, yeah, I've come a long way.
I'm sure if people see you now compared to when they saw you at the start of this year, completely different person, Jeff. Honestly, I'm kind of speechless. So no, it's good to see that you're looking like that. More importantly, that you feel a lot better as well, right? So I guess before kind of like joining the program, what specifically were you struggling the most with? Was it with your workouts, nutrition, the consistency? What were you like really dealing with prior to just
I
joining?
think the big one was consistency. I think that's what drove me to look for a program like this. And honestly, when I went into it, I was mainly looking for the workouts, and I thought that's what I was lacking. I felt pretty good about my nutrition, but to be honest with you, I learned so much. And now reflecting back, I think the nutrition has actually been the most beneficial to me in terms of building that skill set. So I'd say it started out as consistency, and then I was like, yeah, I'm hoping to figure out what I need to do, how to work out, things like that. But the nutrition's really where I think I got a lot of value out of.
So what specifically with the nutrition side of things was almost like an eye opener for you?
Honestly, the macronutrients and just understanding food in general. I had tried like Noom, that program before, coming to you, and they push a lot of like the green foods. There's like green, yellow, and orange, and green is always fruit. And I would, eat a bunch of fruit and things like that. And then I look back now and I'm like, there's a lot of sugar in the fruit. There's a lot of carbohydrates. I wasn't prioritizing my protein, things like that. So I'd say learning and understanding the macros were big to the nutrition success.
I want you to see awesome results, but then also when you graduate, I want you to keep crushing it, right? Because I see so many other people, right, in different programs where they go on like this 3 month stint of like, they're like all in, but then once they maybe stop the program, they kind of go slowly back to their old habits again and they gain all the weight and all that stuff, right? Which is
Yeah.
obviously not what we want. We want to make sure that we stay fit and not just get fit and then go back to old ways again. But it's good to know that you've really like dialed in those habits so that you can sustain this for hopefully for the rest of your life, right? And beyond that too. Were you skeptical about anything, if anything at all, regarding how it would work, anything like that for you?
Yeah, to be honest, the virtual, I didn't know how that would work. When I started out, I was looking for like an in-person personal trainer and the cost just didn't make sense, forcing myself to go to a gym. I didn't think I was at that point where I could be consistent. So that's why I opted for the virtual. I didn't feel like I would be held accountable enough, but I was through the apps you use, the check-ins, just the weekly informal checking in on me. I'd say that was the biggest thing I was skeptical about. And now I'm like, well, holy cow, that worked. It actually worked out really, really well. So it definitely, changed my mind about that.
Just kind of tell me like where you started from in terms of weight, body image, and then down to now what it's been, I think 10 months since
10
like working
months.
together. Yeah. So what's kind of been the journey there in the span of 10 months?
I think I started with you at like 225 pounds back in January. I was 170.6 today. So I'm zero point 0.6 pounds away from that next big goal, which is huge to me. 55 pounds down in 10 months. That part's insane to me. But, I also, again, through the workouts, the way that it's structured and things like that, I feel stronger too. I don't feel like I just lost a bunch of weight. I actually feel physically stronger and healthier. And then obviously, I can see the results in the mirror every day, which is awesome.
And I assume your energy levels, your confidence levels have those kind of increased as well.
Absolutely. I'm no longer like tired throughout the day like I used to be, surviving on coffee. Now I feel very energized throughout the day, which is nice. And then, yeah, obviously just a lot of confidence with being able to buy new clothes and fit into smaller sizes and things like that.
What are your kind of goals beyond this?
I'd still like to continue losing fat, focusing on my weight loss for another 10 to 15 pounds, I think. And then at that point, I would like to focus a little bit more on muscle and maybe bulking a little bit.
Have you ever gone down to 160, 155 before?
I can't even remember a time when I was under 215, to be honest with you.
Obviously, you working full time, working remotely too, you have a busy schedule. Who would you recommend this program to, or who do you think this will be a good fit for?
I would honestly say mostly like the busy professionals, the people who, like me, can't find time to focus on health throughout the day, or maybe aren't necessarily willing to jump right into a gym right away. That was something I wasn't comfortable with. And again, the program provided me the tools to do it at home, do it on my own, set aside a little bit of time throughout the day, but it wasn't hours on end. So it was definitely manageable. And that is just going to allow you to stay that much more consistent. So honestly, anybody who doesn't think they have the time, they do.
For sure. And especially given that we've only, up until this point, right, the entire time, we only did home workouts, right? You didn't have to
Only,
go
yeah.
back and forth to the gym. So I assume that was pretty convenient for you too, right?
It was, yeah. I was able to get it done either right after work or on my lunch hour, which again, just I found that time in my day and been doing it ever since.
Was there anything that you maybe did not enjoy as much about the program or anything you're like, oh, this could have done better or anything like that?
Honestly, no. I mean, there were a couple workouts here and there, but I got to the point where I'm like, I need to do them. They're beneficial to me. And then once I kind of got the hang of them, it's just kind of that daunting thing at first of like doing something you're not used to. But then, I gave it a chance and I can do it. But yeah, nothing specific about the program that I disliked. liked or would improve, to be honest with you.
That makes it easy for me then. I'm just beyond just super proud of you and super excited to see kind of where you started from and where you are now, and then also excited to see where you'll get to